Hello, my name is Jonathan Skadelsky. As a United States probation officer, one of my responsibilities is to supervise individuals who have broken the law and been placed under court-ordered supervision. Some people have expressed that their probation officer or their supervision experience weren't helpful.
Probation didn't help me and it made things worse. I'm a single mom. What do they expect?
No one tells me who I can't hang out with. I feel like my probation officer is always trying to catch me doing something wrong.
My probation officer is always bothering my family. I can't find a job. No one hires felons.
I know what I need and want. I'm not changing. There is nothing wrong with me.
While some have said that supervision wasn't helpful, others disagree and say that it was a positive experience that helped them make necessary changes.
My friends in prison had it all wrong. My probation officer wasn't out to get me. Instead, she gave me the help and support I needed to get my life together.
Being on probation has really helped me, and I believe that my probation officer wants me to succeed.
Without my probation officer's guidance, I don't know where I'd be. Maybe back on drugs or in prison. Being arrested and placed on probation probably saved my life.
I feel like my voice is heard, my thoughts count, and my ideas really matter.
It's been said that even the longest journey begins with the first step. With that in mind, your probation officer and others are ready to join you now as you take your first steps to make positive changes that will support a crime-free life.
We all have our own thoughts about how things are and how we think they will be. This video, The Courage to Change, will introduce you to a new concept of supervision that addresses three central elements: you, the courage to change the interactive journaling system, and your relationship with your probation officer. As you watch the video, there are places to pause for the completion of exercises between you and your probation officer. These exercises are designed to clarify expectations and to promote an open and honest alliance between you. During this video, you will be introduced to a concept called interactive journaling. This process requires you to write down your thoughts and ideas and will guide your interactions with your probation officer. By exploring areas that influence your decisions and thinking, you will be able to self-assess and discuss necessary changes to support and sustain a law-abiding life. Grammar and spelling in your journaling exercises are not important. The expectations are not for perfection, but instead are for continuing progress in meeting your needs and goals. Focus on honesty, thoroughness, and accuracy of your responses. Research shows that interactive journaling motivates participants toward responsible life change. It encourages you to draw from your own unique experiences, reevaluate your past behavior, and redirect the course of your life. To assist you while under supervision, 6 journals, known as the Big Six, have been developed to address topics most often associated with decisions about change. These journals, values, substance abuse, family, self-control, peers, and personality, contain exercises designed to help you examine your current situation and guide you in making life changes. In addition to the Big Six, other journals will support your supervision plan. Each is designed to further your self-change efforts. The Courage to Change journals are your personal toolkit. They provide strategies to correct thinking errors and harmful behaviors. They'll do you the most good when you are open and honest with your responses. Challenge yourself. Ask, what does this mean to me? How can I apply this to my life today? By applying the information in the journals to your own circumstances, you will develop a personalized roadmap to guide your efforts to change. Sharing what you write in your journals with your probation officer is a central part of supervision. You may also want to share portions of your journals with family members, therapists, or treatment providers.
The goal of the Courage to Change program is to guide your efforts in developing skills that support a crime-free life. It is not intended to force you to share information that may incriminate you. Now that you've been introduced to interactive journaling, let's try our first exercise.
Think about the interviews you watched at the beginning of this video. You heard the opinions of others regarding their experiences with supervision. What are your thoughts and ideas about what it'll be like for you?
Go to page 3 in your orientation journal and take a minute or two to write a few key words or phrases that express your thoughts about supervision. Be honest. Then share your responses with your probation officer. You've just taken step 1 toward a positive supervision process. As you prepare for supervision, you undoubtedly will have questions about what to expect. Whether or not you've been under supervision in the past, we are asking you to make a shift in your mindset about supervision. This will require you to reevaluate your beliefs, values, behavior, and decision-making process.
You are the key ingredient in your success under supervision. The weight for changing your life rests on your shoulders. Only you can decide if change is right for you. It's not a choice that can be made for you. Here's one thing we know for sure. Everyone is capable of making life changes if you are willing to do the work necessary to make them happen. If you choose to invest in change, the information and skills you learn can be applied to any area of your life. The greatest barrier you must overcome lies within you. The decisions you make in everyday situations from this moment forward will either lead you down the path toward a crime-free life or take you back down the one that puts you where you are now. Are you willing to change? If so, what has interfered with your attempts to make positive changes in the past? Friends, alcohol, or other drugs? Asking yourself these questions will help you determine what has contributed to your current situation.
Let's examine questions about your motivation to make changes by doing another exercise. In your journal, go to page 4 and write a few key words or phrases that describe your thoughts and ideas about your willingness to make positive changes. After you've written your thoughts and ideas, take a few minutes to discuss them with your probation officer. Remember, honesty is the key. Are you beginning to see the importance of your participation in decision-making with your probation officer? Can you think of specific suggestions that would benefit your supervision plan? To help you stay on track, your probation officer has received specialized training in interactive journaling. As supervision evolves, your progress in meeting goals will be closely monitored and measured. Completing today's journal exercises demonstrates your ability and willingness to work with your probation officer to make your supervision successful. Now, let's look closely at your probation officer's role.
Your probation officer is an integral part of your team, whose primary duty is to help you become a successful, law-abiding member of society. Your probation officer will be monitoring your compliance and behavior under the terms of your supervision. At the same time, he or she will also be providing you with opportunities to make positive changes in your life. At first, discussing personal thoughts and ideas with your probation officer may feel a bit awkward. As trust is established, it will get easier, and you'll have the benefit of your probation officer's advice to guide you toward a successful supervision experience.
As you adjust to supervision, your probation officer will explain the ongoing expectations for your participation, and you will learn what you can expect in return. Your probation officer will share the experiences of individuals who were successful during supervision and will discuss some common problems and pitfalls. You'll also talk about others who have struggled or failed. and learn from their mistakes. To explore your thoughts about how your probation officer can be helpful, let's turn to your journal for another exercise. On page 5, write your thoughts and ideas and discuss them with your probation officer. Your probation officer is an important member of a system of court officials who will monitor your progress. On a regular basis, your probation officer will submit reports on your progress to his or her supervisor. Let's take a moment to learn what your probation officer's supervisor expects from you and from your probation officer.
As a probation supervisor, I support your efforts to change the behaviors that contributed to your placement under supervision. During supervision, it's my responsibility to ensure that you comply with the special conditions imposed by the court at sentencing. To promote your success, we encourage you to openly share your thoughts and ideas with your probation officer. At designated times, your probation officer will report your progress so I can monitor and support your efforts to change. We are confident that by working together, you will find supervision to be a rewarding experience.
In addition to your probation officer and probation supervisor, the court will have an important role in your supervision. The court will be informed of your progress or your difficulties, and if you are unable to comply with the conditions of supervision, the court will make decisions regarding sanctions or modifications to the conditions of your release. Let's hear from a United States District Judge regarding their expectations for you.
Whether you have been sentenced to probation or are now commencing your term of supervised release, you have the opportunity to work closely with a probation officer on helping you make life-changing decisions. Your probation officer is prepared to work with you to develop a plan for success. This plan will include, among other things, the interactive journaling exercises you have completed today. Regardless of your thoughts about supervision at this moment, I urge you to have an open mind about the supervision process and your probation officer. I encourage you to form an alliance with your probation officer, to trust that they have your best interests in mind and to be open to their new ideas. However, even if your probation officer is committed to helping you make positive changes in your life, these changes will only occur if you are equally committed to the process. It must begin with you. Right now, you have an opportunity to change the course of your life for the better. The court sincerely hopes you are successful.
Now that you understand the role of other people in your supervision plan, let's revisit your own role. There's an old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The plan you and your probation officer develop will contain all of the elements you need to assure your future success. But your participation in the development of your plan is key. It's up to you to make your plan work with your probation officer's guidance.
To help you get started in your planning efforts for supervision, you will need to complete pages 6 and 7 in your orientation journal before your intake appointment. The exercises on these pages will be the focus of your next meeting with your probation officer. Your orientation journal also contains a checklist of items, some of which you must bring to your first appointment.
You have now concluded the Courage to Change video orientation. We are confident that if you apply yourself to the following 3 elements previously addressed in the video, you, the Courage to Change interactive journaling system, and your relationship with your probation officer, your chances for success under supervision will be greatly enhanced. Remember, only you can decide to seize the opportunity that lies before you. Change is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. If you have the courage to change, you can achieve a crime-free life that is well worth the effort.